Grade your performance this year.
I'm probably one of my biggest critics and hard on myself. So I'll give myself probably B minus, C plus. I'm used to guarding the number one guy, and now Avery's got that. And offensively, I'm used to doing this, doing that. Now I'm just stay in the corner, make sure I space or set screens. So figuring that out, but as I'm figuring it out, I'm getting better at it in spurts here and there, but probably C plus, B minus.
Are you the best role player in the NBA?
I wouldn't say that. I try to be the best role player for my team. My job is to play defense most of the time, and knock down shots and space the floor, and make it easier for our stars to operate. LeBron and AD. We have Dwight Howard, who has a great role of blocking shots. JaVale McGee catching lobs. So I just focus on trying to be the best I can be for our team, not just in the league. But obviously, that's a goal to have. They don't give an award for that, but I take pride in it.
When you talk about being a player, talk about playing any sport, you think success comes with being the greatest, but really success comes with being the greatest at whatever
exactly.
the role is.
I always liked, Coach Phil Handy, he's one of our assistant coaches. He goes, be your own GOAT. So it's pretty much being the greatest, you're being your greatest, basically. Being the greatest at what you do, or being the best you. And I know what I'm capable of doing, or whatever they need you to do, you be your best self on and off the floor.
Let's talk free agency for a little bit. Before, obviously, deciding to be a Laker, I heard you were potentially going to be a Maverick, or you thought about it, there were some rumors.
Yes.
Walk me through the free agency process.
Dallas was very interested, Lakers were interested, but Lakers to me were front runner because of the pieces they had now. Dallas has some really good pieces, but I think it would take a year or two for them to be in that conversation. But yes, those were the two front runners, outside of Toronto, knowing what Toronto were able to offer, not offer. It was then, Lakers and Dallas.
Yeah. Well, you've shuffled, around different teams a lot, so you've had different coaches, different players. How do you start to feel like home? Like, do teams start to feel like home for you ever?
Yeah, I think it's the locker room. A lot of us here felt at home sooner than we expected to because of how fast we gelled as a group, learning each other on and off the floor, and then winning, and also having a culture, building a culture off the court. I think it allows you to feel at home.
You have played for 3 very good coaches. You played for many good coaches, but obviously Vogel, Nurse, Popovich. Compare and contrast their coaching styles, because I'm sure they're vastly different in a lot of ways.
For sure. I think Coach Vogel and Pop are very similar in the fact that they're more defensive coaches. Pop, if you don't play defense, you're not playing offense. You're not playing at all, basically. Yeah. So Frank is kind of the same in that sense, but not as a stickler as Pop was. Nick, obviously, he emphasized defense, but he's more of an offensive coach. He likes to push the pace, get up and down, get shots. So I had a lot of fun. We had more freedom. We had a lot of freedom in the offense. We pushed the pace.
One cool thing, though, when you've been on so many teams with some great players, you know the ins and outs. You figure out those players' weaknesses, maybe how to stop them a little bit. How do you stop Kawhi?
Well, that's with all great players. There is no real stopping them. It's trying to contain them.
So give me the playbook. We're trying to contain Kawhi. What do you do?
I think the best thing just with any superstar is try to limit his touches and try not to let him catch the ball where he wants it. Try to deny him some, double team him some, throw different looks at him. He's a tough player, and I said I know what he's gonna do, and I still can't stop.
Yeah.
That's what makes him great.
Is there any just Kawhi weakness you can chip out a little bit in his game?
No, not really. And if I did, I wouldn't put it out there to the
You're like, you keep it as a
keep
secret?
It in
So how would you describe Kawhi? Because I feel like a lot of people probably don't get it.
He's a normal person, just very simple and likes things the way he likes things. He's the type of guy just, wants to be in the shadows, but also be great at what he does.
While I have 2 Lakers here, I have a question for you guys, because I have been wondering this.
Okay.
Take me into this Caruso craze. Everyone loves Caruso.
The GOAT. That's the GOAT. I guess in the league, it's not bad to say. There's not a lot of white guys in the league. Yeah. He's one of the very few that's very athletic.
Yeah.
He has a little flavor in him.
Yeah.
He does all the dirty work.
For sure.
And people love that.
What reptile is Alex?
I would say he would be an albino lizard.
Yeah.
Why?
One of those big dragons.
Why?
Moto.
He's fast,
Yeah.
fights hard, he finishes hard. Yeah. You know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
that. Great
So,
answer.
yeah,
Great
I want to go
answer.
with that.
Great
Yeah.
answer. Funny little thing, but did you really get drug tested after that dunk against the Hawks?
I did.
Really?
I did. The next day, I'm like, why are they testing? Yeah, so it happened the next day. I think it was me, Alex Caruso, he's another one that kind of gets tested here and there. It's hard to believe him do what he does, I guess, on the floor athletically, so they always test him a lot of times. But me, I'm older. They haven't seen me do that in a while.
Now, obviously, that was a good dunk that you had. You've got dunked on a couple times this year.
I've had.
Jason Tatum, I think, is the one that sticks out to a lot of people.
Yes.
Ahead to Tatum, one man to beat. Oh, and he throws it down.
He's very athletic. He's a tall guard, and it happened so fast. That's when it happened. I tried to just cut him off, but it was just too late.
It was too late.
It happens sometimes. It happens sometimes. So.
Okay, besides the obvious ones, toughest to defend.
I think the non-obvious guys to defend, it wasn't like the James Harden, the Kevin Durant's, but the ones that are not obvious are the guys that run around so much, like the JJ Redicks, the Kyle Korvers. You're chasing them off 3 and 4 screens, off 7-footers, centers. You know, when DeAndre or Blake was setting a screen for JJ when he was in the Clippers. So I think those guys are the ones that were tougher to guard for me, that were not the obvious ones.
Always asks my guests this about their respective teams. You both have to give it to me.
Okay.
All-time Lakers starting 5.
Okay. Point guard, Magic Johnson.
Okay.
2 guard, Kobe Bryant. 3, I gotta go LeBron. 4, Shaq. 5 is Kareem.
Ooh, that's a squad, and you cannot take that.
I'll take a different route.
Okay, no,
I'll go different
that's
route.
good. That's good.
I'm gonna go with Magic at 1,
Okay.
Kobe at 2, Bron at 3, AD at 4, and a lot of people are not gonna like this, but I'm gonna go Big Game James at 5.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
You
I have to go a
worthy.
big game.
Okay.
I have to go
So
a big
y'all
game.
trying to run?
I do like, yeah, we don't run. We
Yeah.
go small
Okay,
ball.
all right.
So on a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, obviously LeBron carries a lot of the load. He's LeBron James. But Anthony Davis is also a star and a great basketball player.
Yes.
What is that dynamic like, being on a team that has these two just all-around studs?
I love it. They embrace each other. They're best of friends. They hang out with each other and also embrace us.
Besides chemistry, what is going to be the thing that sets the Lakers apart?
Our leaders, our 2 stars. Also, I think our depth, that we have so many guys that can play and are playing well, that we don't have enough minutes to play in the game. It's not about us, it's about the team. So we don't really care about the minutes. As long as we're winning and playing well, and guys are fine with it.
Lakers, good enough to win it all.
For sure, definitely. We just have to do it. We can't just expect it to happen.
Yeah.
We gotta make it happen. When playoff time comes, being locked in and dialed in to the matchups that we have.
Who's the stiffest competition for the Lakers? What team?
I think there's more than one. In the West, I think there's a lot of them. In the East, of course, Milwaukee is very tough. Philly is good when they're healthy. Boston, they're very tough. You've seen that matchup. It's a very tough matchup. That could be a finals, you never know, preview. You have 3 or 4 teams in the West, 3 or 4 teams in the East that can come out each side, and it makes it more exciting for basketball fans to watch.
You mentioned the Lakers-Celtics game this year. Great game.
Yes.
What is that rivalry like? Does it feel different than others?
For sure. It's very new to me.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to expect. Each time we played them was very much like a playoff atmosphere. Rarely do you see a rivalry between 2 teams from different coasts and different conferences.
Now you said, who knows, looking at the Lakers-Celtics game could be finals preview. So in this hypothetical world, let's say you're playing the Celtics in the finals. Let's kind of run through that starting 5. Tell me what problems each of those players gives the Lakers.
I'll start with Kemba, one of the top point guards in the league. Very crafty, and with that system, you're not able to double team him. It was a tough cover. Jason Tatum, a young rising all-star. Obviously a tall, long, athletic guard, but can handle it like a point guard and has a plethora of moves and can shoot. Jaylen Brown, very athletic, big guard, plays in the post some, slasher, but is a shooter as well. Another tough cover, Gordon Hayward. He was an all-star in
It really is
Utah.
so many
There's
good guys, yeah.
And he can go both ways, shoot it, has a good amount of moves as well, and then shoots it from the perimeter. Marcus Smart, the guy with an edge, scrappy defensive player, but also shoot it very well from the perimeter. They have so many different guys that can do different things. It's a matchup problem for any team.
All right, Danny, so I play this game with every guest, true
Yeah.
or false, and why. You have to pick one, do not waver, and tell me why.
Okay.
Okay, true or false, and why? Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer.
True.
Okay, why?
All-time shot blocker, rebounder, scorer. He's been in this league for so long, and he's done some unbelievable things statistically.
Okay.
So,
True or false, and why? UNC produces the best basketball players.
true,
Okay, why?
because I went to school there. No, I think we have a lot of great players come from there and have made a pretty good mark in this league.
Better than Duke.
I would say so.
All right, but you have to say
I
so.
mean, couldn't have it any other way.
True or false, and why? Staples Center is now the mecca of basketball.
True.
Over the Garden.
Yes. Staples Center now has two very great emerging teams. I wouldn't say the Mecca, but it's becoming the Mecca.